I'm doing the recording thing right now. Okay, and let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen here. And we're going to do the slideshow. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see all of that. And let's get started. So welcome everybody to Social Distancing Marketing. We're trying times call for good solutions. So welcome to Social Distancing Marketing. I am Mary Walewski of By the Book Marketing, and I'm a book marketing specialist, mostly in online promotion, but I also do a lot of coaching and teaching on social media. And I'm here today with my partner in crime, Polly Letofsky of My Word Publishing. And Polly is the owner of My Word Publishing, like I said, a self-publishing project management and consulting service. And Polly is also known for her classes on writing, publishing, and book marketing. So welcome, Polly.
Thanks, honey. Good to be here.
Thanks so much for combing your hair.
Yeah, God forbid I leave the house ever. So
hey, just so you all know, we made a pact today that we would at least comb our hair and look good from the shoulders on up. So I'm glad you all helped us out with that as well. And you know, just so I know we've all been following lots of pandemic memes on Facebook and everything else, and this is becoming very true of my dog Izzy. She also thanks you at this time for taking the time to join us and letting her sleep on the bed. We've already been for 2 walks today.
Poor honey.
Oh, it's rough being a dog. So Polly and I wanted to start this presentation with why we decided to do this workshop today. Just so y'all know, we have no offers today. We're not selling anything. Our goal is to build community, because right now we want to give our friends and our clients and people we know some very low-key marketing hints on well, everybody is social distancing at home, and also to give you a possible to-do list to prepare for the future for when this is all over. The key to marketing or promoting right now is to act from a place of service. If you can focus on how you can help your readers, you will be building goodwill, you'll be building community, and most importantly, you're building for the future. Polly, do you have anything else you want to add?
I guess I want to add that I work with this stuff all day. I study this stuff all day. I don't know how many blogs I read and see all of these marketing techniques coming in, and some are crap, and I save you from them and whatever. But I can't know them all. Mm-hmm. So, you guys are out there seeing things as well. So I really want this to be a two-way street. So mm-hmm. Mary will share some things. I'll share some things. We have a light, itinerary here, but we want to open it up to you guys as well. We'll ask questions and say, what has worked for you guys that you may have stumbled across that we haven't seen yet. Okay, it's a fast-moving world out there, so we'll share, and we want your input as well. Okay.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to hearing some of the things that you've been seeing. And sharing is caring, and something that you may think isn't going to work for you may work for somebody else. So
that's a good point.
Join us, and
we are dealing with fiction, nonfiction, kids' books, memoirs. So throw something out, and of course we will do. This is a loose agenda that we have today. So
yeah, I've only got 10 slides on here just to give us a little bit of structure, but we did want to talk a little bit about some of our favorite ways to market books online during this very trying time. The idea again is to be of service to your readers and the people that you connect with on social media. So Polly, do you want to start us out?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that first way. This is for children's books. I've just seen a number of things out there, and I've watched what's gone viral and what's been gotten a lot of hits and clicks and shares and things like that. And I know we have a number of children's book authors here with us today. But certainly to read your children's book out loud. I don't want you to think that if you read your children's book out loud and put it on YouTube, put it on social media, that then people won't buy it. I think that's one of the biggest myths out there. I remember, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I remember when Ben and Jerry came out with, they were really hitting the scene there in sort of the late 90s or early 90s, I'm sorry. And then they put out their cookbook, their recipe book. And everyone's like, you don't put out your recipe book, though, it'll put you out of business. And they're like, no, it won't. So they put it out and I bought it. And it's like, yeah, right. Like, I'm going to make my own ice cream all the time. No, it's a novelty thing. So,
Yeah.
And of course, that went through the roof, and so did their business continued to thrive. So that's a good example of just because you're offering it for free does not, I mean, it's going viral. So one of the favorite things that I saw recently is the Wonky Donkey. Did you guys see that Wonky Donkey viral? It's an old book, Wonky Donkey, and it's all these funny rhymes about the Wonky Donkey. And this old grandma up in Scotland was reading this book that's probably 20 years old. And the daughter, the mother of the grandbaby was filming it while the grandma was reading it to her baby grandson. And she just was bursting out laughing, could hardly get through this funny, silly little children's book. And it went viral. That went viral, which put this book that's 20 years old. I mean, the author, I don't even know where he is going. What the hell is going on with my Amazon sales? Because it just went soaring right through the roof. And of course, then he was picked up by a big publisher. And this is just like, 2 years ago or something. So it's not just you reading the book. I think you could have some fun with today's world and what's going on. You could dress up all your stuffed animals and put them on the bed and read to them. You could record someone else reading the children's book or something like that. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's, it gives you a chance to have some fun with it. So if you have some kids that you're corralled with, great. You can also read to your pets, to your stuffed animals, to, you could be shouting it from your balcony. For people are singing from their balconies and teaching yoga classes. Why not recite your book? So, have some fun with that. If you're a nonfiction author, you've got gold. You've got information that is a solution for a problem one of your readers might have. So if you can put out some tip sheets, for example, do a Facebook Live Q&A, host a webinar yourself. Hey, if we can do it, anybody can do it. Zoom is super easy to use. Get kind of imaginative about it. And, what do you have that you could possibly teach? Maybe you could also think about doing a short mini course in an area, something that solves a problem for you, that you could set up via MailChimp to be delivered by autoresponder. It's a great opportunity really to build your list and really reach out to people and let them know that you're there to help them with some things. So, give that some thought. And Polly, what would you say they could do with adult fiction?
With adult fiction, I think you almost should get into the writing portion of it. I think you could probably do a Facebook Live and just, fiction is very different, of course, than nonfiction. So I think you could talk about the writing process and ask, actually, Helen Starbuck is, I know, on the call today. Helen, do you have any ideas on how you could do that?
Well, Kirsten Jensen with My Word and I, are going to do an online Facebook launch of my new book this afternoon. It starts at 5. And
so everybody tune in.
Yes. And we're going to have some fun with it, assuming that the software doesn't crash. We're going to have a drawing for anybody who buys a book. And whoever's name I pull gets to have a character named after them in the next book.
Oh, fun.
I've told people, come in your pajamas if you want. Yesterday was National Cocktail Day. So I said, bring your favorite drink. Doesn't have to be alcoholic, whatever you like. And, we'll have some fun. And Kirsten has a bunch of questions to ask me, and then I'm going to read about a 5-minute thing from the book. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping, praying to the IT gods that they behave themselves today. But it wasn't planned because of the pandemic. It was planned because finding a place that was reasonable cost to hold an in-person launch just proved to be insane. So
Yeah.
Kirsten suggested the Facebook launch, and so as it turns out, it was a great idea.
Yeah, it's good timing. So what Helen's talking about is putting together a Facebook Live event, but there's also just Facebook Live where you just go live. I know you, and is Kirsten on the call today? If Kirsten, Mary, can you?
She is. She put a chat or a comment. Yeah.
Okay, great. There's Kirsten. So in regards, you could do this for fiction or nonfiction, but can you talk about the difference between a Facebook Live event and just going on Facebook Live?
Well, ideally you schedule it in advance. So you get it kind of planned out in advance, but yeah, it's not too different. We've actually had trouble getting like an actual link for the live, like that we can share with people. We've been using Be Live. I don't know if you use that, Mary.
I haven't used it yet, but I'll check it out.
Yeah, so we're trying to get that to work. We're actually going to do another test this afternoon. We're trying to get that with a screen for 2 of us to be on at the same time. So it's been a challenge to figure out how to get that link live for scheduling it in advance. But yeah, we did do a Facebook event page where we had all the details, and it's all kind of laid out how people Venmo her payment as well. So it's kind of
with just regular Facebook Live, as an author, you can just go on your author page or wherever you post and click the live camera, and then you can record little blips of whatever you want and post them. I mean, you don't have to do an event, but for something like a launch, you'd want to do an event.
Yeah, and I don't think for the regular Facebook Live through Facebook, you can get the split screen. So that's why we're using Be Live, and it integrates with Facebook Live, if that makes sense. So, because we're trying to both be on the same call, or Facebook Live.
Okay.
Somebody
cool.
Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of texts saying a bunch of people can't get the link
To join the webinar.
Is people are waiting to get on See Facebook group. Oh, okay. So why don't you carry on, and I'll get them
If you can forward the last email I sent, they can get on.
Yeah.
But fortunately, we are recording so people can watch it later. I'm going to post it on YouTube.
Okay, you got it. Go for it. Go for it. I'll just contact them right now through our Facebook group. So keep on keeping on, yo.
Yeah, you can go ahead and post the live link if you want, though, after 100, nobody can get on, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Speaking of Helen's book launch, if you guys want to see it in action, hopefully it'll work tonight. We got some technical issues. But if you want to see it, Helen, can you type out your Facebook author?
Yeah, I'm
put it in the chat, Helen, okay?
Huh?
Put it in the chat.
I am.
Yeah. So it's great that we're talking about Facebook Live Q&A, because one of the things that we were thinking about too for every genre is what other things can you do using either very low cost or free apps that you have available to you. So you might even start some things through your Facebook pages, like we were talking about group writing games, where maybe you get a bunch of people. You start a thread where you start with a sentence and everybody adds to it, so that you have a story going. You're actually writing a story. Kathy Spader, you just said that you had another thought for fiction writers. Why don't you unmute yourself and tell us what it is?
Okay, this is kind of more in the lines of sort of indirect marketing and more for a long-term goal and global picture of your marketing. But if you're a fiction writer and you want to write more than one book, now is the time when, you know, if you're one of these people who have a lot of time on their hands because you're at home and stuff, now's the time to start cranking out some words. You know, the best marketing is to get more books out, or maybe not, but that is an effective, you know, way to build your backlist. The more books you get out there, especially in the fiction world, especially if you write in a genre where series is a thing, if you write romance or you're writing fantasy series or sci-fi series. So yeah, don't forget that to keep up the writing. And I know a lot of fiction writers I've been talking to are saying I have more time right now, but I can't focus.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of an issue for people right now because there's just a lot on their minds and everything. But yeah, that we can get into a whole separate thing about how to get focused again. But just as a note, keep writing too.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at the chat here. There's some good ideas coming across, which is great. Chris, you were talking about Tattered Cover and Book Bar are reaching out. Do you want to unmute and talk a little bit about that? Probably, maybe not.
Sorry, I was trying to
There
mute
you
myself.
go.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. So I actually reached out via email to Tattered Cover and Book Bar because I have a book actually hitting the shelves on April 1st.
Yeah.
And they already have it. It's either in stock or it's going to be in stock in the next day or so. They may have already had it, but they gave me a link to my book. And as I've been pushing out on social media my own promotions of the book, I'm tagging them in my social media and then sharing it because they both Tattered Cover has free pickup and then Book Bar has free shipping, and so they're really trying to promote that over Amazon business.
Terrific.
And then I've got a live event on Friday that I'm reading from the book, and I made them co-host on the live event, and they'll be sharing that as well.
Oh,
so
that's
I was getting
great.
from them because they wanted to return the favor of me promoting them. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Awesome. And Patricia Ross, you said that you have a fiction writer selling 30 books a week. What is that person doing? Please share.
I know, that's why I came on the call, and I'm not showing myself because I did not brush my hair.
Okay.
So anyways, I still haven't exercised yet today. But anyway, so it was really interesting because I'm going to preface this with, I've been finding that people are really still stuck. They're not really wanting to do anything yet. You know, I don't know if you've been noticing this at all, but so I'm like, well, we have to give them really nice, simple steps of things to do, as opposed to, like, you know, just throwing a lot at them. So I'll keep you all posted on that. But what Bob does, did you work with Bob Keeg, Mary?
No, I didn't.
You do Shadow of Dissent? Okay, good, because we're trying to get Sam to do this. So Bob, he's an insurance guy. So he's got a little extra cash. But what he does is he did a mystery, basically. It's an action adventure, family saga kind of thing.
Oh, actually, yeah, I did. I did the Amazon class with him. I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, what he does is he takes little snippets of his book. I mean, this is the simplest thing ever, but he takes little snippets of his book and he then puts a picture of the place, because, you know, his book is all over the place. You know, he takes his characters all these different places, and he puts some pictures of these places, and he sets it up on Facebook and others. I think he does other social media. He boosts the posts, and then he keeps updating his reviews, and people are buying the book. It's amazing. It's that simple.
Huh. Nice suggestion. Thank you.
You're welcome. So that was my contribution for the day.
Okay,
but here's
great.
what I have a question, though. I do have a question because, like I said, so what I've been finding is that people either they just don't want to do anything right now. They're just really stuck. So how can we get them unstuck in a really lovely, wonderful, gentle, helpful way? Because the way that you preface this, Mary, was absolutely spot on, I found.
Yeah.
The more helpful, the more community building, the more giving we can be, the better. But
well, you know, I think that's the key to the whole thing, quite honestly, because I started this webinar and I asked Polly to join me just because I was feeling stuck too. And I was depressed about the whole situation. And I thought, all right, we got to get out of this.
Yeah.
And you've got to shift your thinking in this because, no doubt we are all in a very weird, scary situation. And when you start focusing on outreach and less on, oh my God, I got to get some money in here.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it shifts everything.
I agree.
It really does. And, we've got some other practical things that we've been noticing as well is that it's so much easier right now to really focus on selling ebooks with Kindle. And, most of your sales are probably coming from Kindle because one thing that you can do with Kindle is you can do the free giveaways. And Polly's going to go into more detail with this. You can do the countdowns and everything else, but we're also talking about immediate gratification. Is that, if people are going to buy your book at this point, maybe they're just screaming bored and they need something to do to divert themselves, and you have something that really answers a need in them, they're probably more likely to reach out and click the download button for Kindle because then you get it right away.
Yeah, I agree. One more thing that I'm trying, and I'll keep you all posted, is not just, what do they need, but specifically if you have things that help in this situation. So this is how this all started. So I'm in the grocery store and everybody's like, la, 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 la. And I said, well, my mom had a friend who was a nurse in the 1918 flu epidemic. And if y'all know that epidemic, it was way worse. The Spanish flu. It was an H1N1 virus. Her patients survived. Boy, did I get their attention. And that gave me the idea for the blog post that I'm posting today to say, hey, Mrs. Craw was her name, and it was very simple. She basically did these things called hot packs or fomentations where you boil water and you dip flannel in it and you wrap it in sheets and you put it over your glands because it keeps your glands going. I mean, it's that simple. It's that simple. But then that allows me to then say, and if you want another way to do this, then you can go get Cancer's Cause, Cancer's Cure. It's like, remember cause marketing? Where you're marketing a cause and then you get people interested because they're interested in the cause. Well, this is kind of the same thing. It's like the cause of how can we keep ourselves healthy, not just bored and saying the dog thing. I loved that, Mary. I thought that was hysterical. But how can we help each other feel more at cause, meaning that we have a cause point, we have something that we can do, just like you were saying, as opposed to acting from fear and being stuck.
Well, and I do think that you do have to work at the whole positive thing, and without getting too far into health and fitness and everything, it is important to pay attention to that and to make sure you get out and move. I have never seen so many people walking in my neighborhood without dogs. All the dog people are always out there. But I'll tell you, we had a question in here in the chat about how your author keeps up with updating reviews.
Can I get clarification?
A little bit to that.
Because to be honest, he gets the reviews and he gets them on Amazon. He posts them on Hugo House. He posts them on his site. He gets a review and he sends it out with his next post.
Okay.
It's being very organic about it. But like when you're on Amazon, you can't update the reviews on Amazon. That has to happen yourself. He just does it, or maybe he pays his son to do it. Who knows, right?
Well, Amazon has prohibited. They've taken off all of the information about the people who leave reviews. So you can post snippets and everything, but you can't. Of course, you can't alter those reviews anyway. One of the things, some other things that you can do on your own social media is maybe you can even start your own online interview shows. Any authors that know each other, you can interview each other. You can team up to do some webinars and things like that. And you can also do book reviews and things like that. Online book clubs, a great idea. Kirsten just put that out. Does anybody have any other suggestions on types of promotions
I would like
that
to
they might be able to
introduce
do?
Joe Trey. Joe has some idea about how to use the medium.
Huh?
So
Okay.
Joe, can you unmute yourself and,
Yeah,
and tell
can
us?
you hear me?
Yeah. Let me introduce everyone to the world of Joe Trey. Once you meet Joe, you know, your world is all.
By the way, I am going to download the chat on here and make that available to people. So if there are suggestions here that we forget to do a shout out about, we will make the chat transcript available.
Okay, great. So Joe has, he's kind of just a wildly, I don't know, techie hipster guy. So I'm curious to see what you have
What
to
do you
tell
got,
us.
Joe?
Well, I'm too old to be a hipster, but one of the things I had reached out to Polly and I had asked her, I use Medium a lot for some of the shorter form things that I do and for articles that I write for magazines. I'll publish them on there under myself later. And I had suggested that it might be a good idea to we can set up a free publication under Medium under the My Word Publishing umbrella and feature the different authors. So folks can come out, they can talk about their books, maybe share a bit about their story. And then from there, you could obviously link to your Amazon or wherever your books might be sold. But it kind of fulfills a couple of needs. One, it helps us build the community, getting to know one another, learning about each other's work, and then obviously getting the work out into the rest of the world. So that's about as far as I've gotten right now, because I was about to run with it, and I was like, well, I need, this should come from under the umbrella. So that was my suggestion.
I like it.
Great. So I can talk to you about it, then take all the credit. I like this, how you
Yes.
work, Joe. I like how that works.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
why
Joe,
I private message you. It's all yours. Have it.
So,
Mary?
yeah, I like that idea a lot. So, and you know more about that medium. So
Yeah.
I don't. So yeah, let's meet and we'll flush something out. And I think that's really cool. That is.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something we should explore. And if you need some help, count me in too.
Okay, you're on.
Okay.
Mary, can I
Yeah.
this is Helen, can I just quickly say, I have connected with a lot of authors on Instagram, and there is one, her name is Julie Embleton, and she hosts a self-promote Sunday, every Sunday, where you can promote your books.
That's great. Helen, please put that in the chat so we can have that as a reference, okay?
I did, and I also, all the professional organizations that you belong to often have a newsletter, and they will often send you a prompt saying, do you have any news to share? That's also a good place to promote your book. So those are two things to keep in mind, and that's in the thread too.
Okay, terrific. Thank you all. Let's move on to the next slide here, and we will have some time at the end to, if you have any other inspirations, by all means, get them ready. So we also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things you can be doing for your own online presence that you can be doing now and get ready for the future, because chances are, and I count myself in this group, you've probably got some parts of your online platform, whether it's your website or your social media sites, that need a little TLC. So I'm going to have Polly, first of all, talk about things you can be doing to optimize your Amazon presence. And we'll also talk about some of the others. So Polly, you're up.
It's fast changing. We just can't even keep up. So this information is like 12 hours old. I apologize if it's already outdated. Okay. But
could happen.
Many of you know that Amazon's print-on-demand service, of course, was CreateSpace, and then about a year plus ago, they dissolved and moved everything over to what's called now a KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing platform. Okay, so when they made that move, there were a lot of changes, pros and cons. So I wanted to talk about some of those, and actually, I think a lot of you originally published on CreateSpace. Is there a way to give me a hand to show who did? Because some changes have been made, and I want you to go check your accounts. I couldn't check everyone's accounts. We've done like 360 books. So one of the changes that was made, or at least one thing to pay attention to, is when they moved from CreateSpace over to KDP, certain things got messed up. So I want you to go check your accounts, okay? One thing is that a lot of times the expanded distribution button was unclicked, all right? And so I want you to go into your account, make sure that expanded distribution is in fact clicked. And it's almost all of them that I go check. So that means you are missing out on an entire, you know, world market outside Amazon. So go and make sure that that's clicked, all right? Another thing that's recently happened is that the product description on the home page of your Amazon sales page has gone to formatting into HTML only. You used to be able to format it like it's a regular Word document, a word processing document through Author Central. Super easy, you know, click the button, highlight, bold. I mean, real easy stuff. And I don't know, they didn't even make an announcement as far as, Mary, do you know if they even made an announcement saying we're not going to do this anymore?
No, I did not see anything.
You can't format via your Author Central page anymore, which now means that if you look at your, gosh, this is now maybe 6-8 months old.
Yeah.
We just started noticing it. There was no announcement. All of a sudden, all the product description pages on the front page of your Amazon sales page are now all wonky because essentially there's no formatting. You have to go into that page via your KDP account and format it through HTML. So who the hell knows HTML, right? Oh, good grief. Okay, first of all, if you're one of my clients, I'm happy to do that for you. Just be in touch with me, and we'll schedule, you know, 15-minute calls. There's like 4 moves you need to know with HTML. I mean, I can make a line break, and I can bold and bullet point and italicize.
That's about all I know as well.
I can't give you anything else.
Yeah, that's about it.
And if you want to try it yourself, of course, just go into KDP information and put in the search bar HTML code, and they will tell you all the codes you need to know. So seriously, 4 codes. That's all I got. So go and check that as well. One of the things that's also changing is before the move from CreateSpace to KDP, you had 3 categories, 3 Amazon Browse categories. And only 2 would show up at any given time on your Amazon sales page, but you could have 3. So one's hanging out there in the background, right? But that changed with the move to KDP, that all of a sudden you could have 10 categories. Well, this was earth-shattering information. This was exciting. You'd have 10 categories, or up to 10, and only 3 show on your Amazon sales page.
And
well,
yesterday a client told me it's now 12.
And it's now 12. So do you need 12? If your book has, you know, could even remotely squeeze into 12 categories, give it to them. But, you know, if your book is science fiction fantasy, you've exhausted your categories.
You're pretty much exhausting your categories right there, yeah.
Don't be choosing current events or something just to get a 10th category.
Right.
I know that when we're doing self-help categories are really tough to get. I usually land with 6 or 7 categories, but anyway. So those categories are kind of landing in the background there, okay? So only 3 are gonna show up at any given time, your top 3, but use them. And again, the latest is 12 hours old, is that now you can do 12 categories, okay? You know, it's a time also to look at your Author Central page. If you guys have your Author Central page, or if you've done it through us or whatever, go in there and maybe add some photos. If you haven't optimized your photos, you get 8 different photos. I don't want any random photos. I want photos that mean something. Photos of you, you know, having fun with your book, other people reading your book, people at your book launch party holding your book, signing your book. I don't want random photos of you and all your buddies hanging out having a cocktail. Doesn't mean anything, even if it was. Like, I get a lot of people that have photos of their book launch party and then just them and their friends partying. I'll get the damn book in your photo, okay? So anyway, so they allow you 8 different photos, so put those up, okay? There is also a course, you know, for Amazon ads, if you haven't tried that once. 2 things I want to bring up about Amazon ads, and if anybody has anything to add, please give us a shout.
And we're getting some good things in the chat here. Someone did say that they were having trouble adding categories, but had some trouble and said that you had to call them. But you can actually email them through your KDP account, correct?
Yeah, you can call them or email them. I have never ever gotten them on the phone since the move from CreateSpace to KDP.
Frankly, it's easier just to email them because then you can really think out, you know, all the different aspects that you have to do.
Yes. Oh, someone has a good. Well, yeah, if you're using Ingram Spark, then you don't want to click the expanded distribution on KDP.
That's true. Yes, you do not want to do that.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't have changed to that. So.
And Ann Crawford says you can call through Author Central and she always gets hold of them right away. And I've done that.
Yeah, but they used to be the ones in control of your category, browse category, and they're not anymore. You got to.
So it's through KDP. So if there's a contact link at the bottom of your dashboard page on KDP, and that's where you would go in order to email them.
Yeah, so Sharon Clear, it looks like you wrote a note here saying, I tried to add more categories but had some trouble. I watched a YouTube video saying you had to call KDP to add them. Yeah, I want you to pay attention when you're watching those YouTube videos to what year that was, what month that was. This is seriously six to 8 months old is that when we've been realizing that. Anyway, so Amazon ads. If you take this course, it's free, and I like this guy, Dave Chesson is his name, and he's like a self-publishing pro, and a lot of people say they are, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be the judge of that, you know, but I like this guy. So, Dave Chesson. Anyway, he offers a free course for how to do Amazon ads. So it's amscourse.com, AMS.
Put that in the chat, Polly, okay?
Yeah, I will. Nice. And also, if you guys know Victoria Wolf, is Victoria on this call by any chance? Is Rich on this call? Give us a shout if you are. But Victoria is...
We're here. Hello, Polly.
Hello.
Rich. Great. Yeah, pull in Victoria. Hey, Victoria, we're just talking about how you're going to be doing Facebook ad campaigns. Not Facebook. Well, Facebook too. Okay, Facebook and Amazon ad campaigns for authors. So she's dabbled in it. Now she's full on studying it. We're doing a couple of beta rounds with a couple of authors, and then she's going to be open for biz. So it used to be something that she did, but now with all the changes. Is that fair, Victoria? I don't mean to speak for you.
Yes, I've never done Amazon ads, but I've done a lot of Google AdWords and Facebook ads, and so I'm learning all about the Amazon platform and getting up to speed. Probably by the end of the week, I should be fairly up to speed. So I'll be, let's say in maybe a week or two, when I feel very confident, I'll start actually offering it to other authors as a service.
Okay, cool. She's starting with me, and I'm her.
I'm starting with the hardest client I could find.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or the easiest. I don't know.
And then Cheryl I Love is in backup. I think Cheryl's with us today. She'll be the second client, and then we'll sort of put it out. So yeah, there are a few tweaks that, of course, are different from Google ads to Facebook ads because now it's very author book centric. So that's what she's studying.
Yeah, Veronica Yeager has put some directions in the chat too for how to update your categories. So everybody take a look at the chat.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Thanks, so yeah, stand by for Amazon ads too, but Dave Chesson does have that free course if you want to give it a shot. It's something, believe me, I think Kathy Spader, you're here today. Kathy and I together sort of we're studying it, a year ago, and it was really cooking with some gas, and then they changed some things. It's not a once and done. It's like, oh, I got it now. and then let one ad take off and run. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
No, you definitely have to pay attention. You know what? I'll just bring up number 5 on our list here for everyone. You know, learn something new during your hiatus. There are tons of free and low-cost courses out there on how to do stuff. I'm thinking seriously of doing a few myself. Both give them and take them. So, you know, consider whether or not you've got the time to, you know, definitely think about taking Dave's course. And there's some others out there that you can find on various things.
Can I show a fun little sort of Amazon optimization tool? Can I do
Yeah, let me unshare here right away, and then you can go ahead and share your screen, okay?
Okay, this is, you know, not earth-shattering change or anything, but let me show you this. You don't need to see my email or anything. But so all of us that have an Amazon account, and I don't mean a KDP account, I mean an Amazon account where you go buy regular household items. And we all have an Amazon public profile. And it's an opportunity to put your profile with your information and a link to your website, maybe a link back to your Amazon page with your book, something like that. So I just wanted to show you guys how to do that. And any tool at all that gets us from a big website, obviously what's bigger than Amazon, back to your website is good for search engine optimization. So I'm going to show you how to do this, okay? It's real easy, kind of fun piece. So we go into our regular Amazon accounts. So here's me, and I'm going to go click on your account, okay? Then I'm going to come down here under the ordering and shopping preferences. I'm going to click your Amazon profile. Can you all guys see that? What kind of English was that? We don't have any editors here, do we? Anyway, I'm clicking. Oh, rat's ass. Do I have to come up with a password there? Or are they going to make me go through a double? Oh, they're not. Good. They put me through 2 and 3 tiers of passwords these days. But look at this. They're even giving us a little header now. We can put a photo, and you can edit your profile here and look at all the information full of hashtags, or not hashtags, but keywords. Okay, so occupation, transformation, leadership speaker, those are all keywords, right? I got my website in there. I'm doing my website for my speaker hat, not my publishing hat here. And then it allows me all the links to my social media and the bio, where of course you can put keywords, all right?
I don't think they're indexing those on Google though, are they?
Do we have a social media? Bring Victoria back up here, maybe she knows.
I don't think they are, but I could be wrong about that.
And then, so look at this. This is an opportunity to put, do you know much about search engine optimization, or anybody here? How about Veronica too? Why wouldn't Google look at Amazon? I mean, it's a big website.
Well, they do show a lot of Amazon, but I've never seen them put in the author central profile, yeah, but not your personal one. I'm just wondering if
well, this is a public profile.
It is a public profile.
Yes,
okay,
it has nothing to do with being an author or anything else. So
does it come up when you search for Polly Letofsky?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
So anyway, it allows you an opportunity to put another link there, to put links to all your social media, right?
Yeah.
And my suggestion is every time you buy something on Amazon, go ahead and leave a review, whether it's a book or here I bought some locks.
Those actually do get indexed, I believe.
And so it helps your, like everything else, you have a ranking, and you have a public profile ranking, which allows you more search engine optimization tools. Okay. So I just thought I'd share that little ditty with you.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. What else do I got that I wanted to talk about?
Let's see. Should I put the PowerPoint back up?
Yeah, you can get rid of me.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and share mine again. There we go. Okay. Cool. Okay, any other Amazon tips, Polly?
Not ones that I feel confident enough talking about yet. So stand by for
Okay.
more things that I'm kind of eyeing and doing some research on. And maybe we can get Victoria to do a little Amazon ad class once she nails that mofo. All right.
Well, I was kicking around the idea of doing some future classes with doing this in this format. So yeah, let's definitely talk about that moving forward. As far as anything non-Amazon related, this is kind of a good time for you to be considering what you can be doing as far as putting out tangible, free, and very low-cost products. And the mini courses and things like that, the tip sheets and everything are definitely a way to, first of all, build your mailing list and also make a few dollars. So if you can create, if you do it, if you're the author of a how-to book and you can create a little mini course that's actually of value to people, you can definitely develop something that you can use MailChimp as a delivery system, for example. And, you can offer that to your audience either free as a reason to sign up on your list. So it'd be a lead magnet, or it's something you could sell. And you can do that using PayPal as a simple integration. I've been getting a lot of questions in the chat. I mentioned I have checklists for your social media. And what I'm going to do is I've got those in a folder on Google Drive, and I will be sharing that in an email I'll be sending out tomorrow that will be giving you both that link and also the link to the replay of this. So if you want to download those social media checklists, I do have them for you. And what I did was I created a little table within Word so you can fill them out and go through step by step on your social media profiles that will enable you to optimize them. Because if you haven't touched them in a while, chances are there's some new things going on that you need to be aware of. So you'll get those checklist links in the email I'll be sending out tomorrow.
Great. Mary,
yes.
Mary, Patrice here says, I write a ton of website content and team up with multiple SEO experts. Every single opportunity you have to put your name, website, and book title on the internet will help your SEO. So
Yep.
to go for it. So I don't know, it sounds like I'm pimping myself, but in the Buzz, if you have Buzz, the book marketing plan, I have a whole page full of places that allow you to put your author profile up for free with a link. And so look at that. I know a lot of you have that. So
yeah.
I mean, from big websites like Amazon and stuff that allow
absolutely, yeah. Anytime you have, and Patrice is, totally on point there, is anytime you have an opportunity to sign up and get things out there, if any of you are thinking about doing, say, a virtual book tour, those links that go back to your website and the reviews, and a lot of those reviews are also posted on places like Amazon and Goodreads, those links do not go away. So you should always be thinking in terms of what you can be doing to get your book links out there. I can't tell you how many times I've ended up either buying a book or checking out a book from the library in the course of doing research for a client or something, or just doing my social media due diligence. So always be on the lookout for a place that you can let people know about your book in a very low-key manner. If you've been neglecting your website and your blog, this is a good time for you to take a good look at how often you're posting to your blog, for example. If it's been a year, definitely need to start getting your content going, because Google loves new content. And if you're neglecting your website, you're not making changes on it, your rank on the search in search is going to continue to go down. And if you're sitting on page 4 or 5 of Google in a search, nobody's probably going to make their way back there, and they're not going to find you. The easiest way to do that is to commit to some kind of a blogging schedule. And I tell my clients, if you can blog, if you can do weekly, wow, you're incredible. And I do have a few clients, usually ex-journalists, who are able to do that. If you are going twice a month or even once a month, you're a rock star. So be thinking, very critically about what you can be doing to update your website. If you can do it yourself, great. If not, there's get with your web designer and see what you need to do in order to bring this back up to speed. And also too, let's talk about, Polly had mentioned taking that free course on Amazon ads. What other skills have you been meaning to brush up on that you haven't been doing? Maybe you've been meaning to learn about Facebook advertising. Maybe you've been thinking about taking some courses on online marketing. There's a ton going on out there. And if you're following other service professionals on Facebook, for example, you can find all sorts of places that you can take either free or very low cost classes. So if I find any that I'll add to the list, we're going to be sending out the chat transcript. I'll put them in the chat as well.
It looks like Joe sent us a list. Let me open up your list, Joe. Let's see what
Cool.
we got.
Yeah, some medium homeschool resources. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd done it for Cherry Creek schools, but these are actually, everything in here are ones that I personally use as well as with my kids. So there's a lot of great stuff to learn for free or temporarily free or very inexpensive.
And check Udemy and some of the other
Yep.
how-to classes out there, the sites where you can, if you've always wanted to learn HTML, for example, there's probably a course out there.
All you got to do is four moves.
That's right. That's right. So
yeah, I don't know if you saw just regarding that HTML, further up in the chat, I put 2 places in there, but you can cut and paste Word formatted documents and it'll instantly give you the HTML, and you just cut and paste that into Amazon or anywhere else. So that's in the chat as well.
Great to know.
No.
Yep, they're up above. I put them in around 11:37.
Oh, my world is just.
That'll save you completely, because I do know HTML, but I hate having to write it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's terrific. So if anybody knows of any other authors, businesses, and institutions putting out, good free content, by all means share it in the chat. I've been seeing a lot of authors reading their stuff online. I've seen celebrities reading kids' books. Jerry's doing a free course on creation online class. There you go. Can you take a pic of this Zoom call? There will be, yeah, you can certainly do a screenshot, but honestly, I'm going to make the recording available on YouTube, and I will also send everybody a link to download the chat, so you'll have all that information. And, lastly, this is a continuation actually of what we've been doing, is brainstorming ideas. Think in terms of what can you do to help your readers. That's really the key there, because that takes it out of the scary nobody's buying my book phase into a place of service. And once you make that shift, it does make things so much easier. So yeah, if anybody's got some other ideas here, we've still got a few
today
minutes.
From 12:30 to 1:30, there's this alternative business networking.
You gonna do that?
Virtual one. Should I pick a date and just tell them what day I'm doing it?
Yep.
What should I do? Monday?
No, do Tuesday or Wednesday.
So by all means, put that in the chat. And Kirsten brought up they're doing stay home, write more, with self-care tips and writing tips. I like that idea.
Yeah, Kirsten, what's that? NaNoWriMo is now doing a COVID-19 version.
Yep, they're doing stay home Rimo. So it's like they usually have Camp NaNoWriMo in April anyway.
Yeah.
But they're doing a version where they have like tips for self-care and wellness and writing all at the same time.
Love it.
So definitely sign up for that if you want to, keep your writing practice going, especially into April. You can set your own word count goal for the camp version, so that's pretty awesome. So you don't have to stress like the regular version in November.
Okay, that's terrific. I'd like to hear from some of the people sort of in our industry. Veronica, I know you're on. And have you seen anything new come in that you want to share with us? Is she still here? Am I just talking to myself?
I've
Where
been
is she?
hearing the dings, so people are coming and going.
Okay.
Hey guys, yeah, no, I was just
Hi.
gonna say, I was gonna suggest that there's a lot of online learning tools that are free through your library.
Very good idea.
So like Arapahoe County Library, I think, does it. Douglas County, you can do lynda.com, which is, teaches you Adobe InDesign and marketing and social media, SEO. Udemy too, I think Mary mentioned it. That's a good one as well. And
Yeah.
that one's like $10, so that one's really cheap.
Okay. That sounds great. Shelley, who does our children's books, do you have anything to add about children's books? Or Carrie Hartman, who's on today, about how to market children's books, how to have some fun. I was thinking maybe have one of the kids try to read it. I think that'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it?
And I
Somebody
think
was asking if there was a virtual site, and it's called YouTube. Open a YouTube channel, and there you go. You're in good shape.
Shelley, what ideas do you
Gary
have?
had some good ideas, but I'm also thinking not just parents reading it, but also like grandparents and stuff. Because I think, at least in my life, my kids are feeling out of touch with me and vice versa. So even just doing that as a suggestion. I think it'd be hard to do Carrie's because it's long, but it wouldn't be hard to do Sharon's because it's a great length.
Mhm.
So I just think you can open it up to other people that are feeling unconnected.
Sure.
To make that connection.
Yeah,
And Shelley,
Yeah.
I was just going to say you can do them in phases too. We've been doing tea time with various folks that can't get out of their houses right now. And so we just do virtual tea with them. So you could do it as a series with the books, and then that keeps the engagement happening as opposed to a one-time event.
Well, and I know somebody who's reading bedtime stories that way.
nice.
So
Yeah.
she gets to read the bedtime stories to her little ones. And that's kind of also a way to keep that repetition for the children and something to look forward to. So I think those are both good ideas because it's hard.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm answering a question here. Gina is saying, I have not been able to review on Amazon unless I bought it there. That should not be the case. You can buy your book anywhere, but if you have you do have to have an Amazon account. And you have to have spent at least $50 on Amazon at any time in history in order to leave a review. So there might be something in there that's,
If Amazon sees any sort of connection and they're not above checking to see if you're friends with someone on Facebook, they're not going to let you leave a review. They're going to figure you know the person, and so they have some very peculiar rules in place, and it's not always logical. You may have absolutely no connection with someone, but maybe you're both self-help authors or something, and they just assumed, oh, well, they must know each other. So all you can really do is try.
So
By
next
the way,
Wednesday
I
is
put up our
What time should I do
contact
it? 3
information
o'clock
if
or
anyone
4?
wants to get in touch. Sorry, I talked right over someone. What?
That's fine. I think it's fine.
yeah, Rich, did you have something?
What's your question? What time?
No, nope, sorry.
Okay, cool. So hang on a minute here. Cheryl Love, she says, I added my blog to my Author Central page, and after a few weeks, it's off. What's up with that? I don't know. Veronica, would you know anything about that?
What was the question?
She's saying that she put her blog up on her Author Central page and it disappeared after a couple of weeks. I don't know. It has to be an is it RSS feed?
It could be related to the RSS feed if there's something going on with her RSS feed, but I haven't seen that happen.
Okay.
You can try, entering it again and seeing if maybe it just got disconnected somehow.
Yeah. Okay, and then someone was saying that they were they're calling through Author Central to get their Amazon categories up. I want to know how recent that was.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to do that, but maybe that's a once of. Has anybody tried that lately, going through Author Central as opposed to KDP? Anybody? No. Okay. I will sort that one out. And is Patricia Ross still with us? Patricia, you still with us? You might know that. Okay. All right. Let me see if I'm going through the questions here. That was sharing clear. I tried to add more categories, but had some trouble. I watched YouTube on it. Yeah. Alexandra, if you're with us still, do you have any promotional ideas or anything to add? Alexandra O'Connell.
Hey there. I'm also invisible because of the hair brushing.
Get used to it.
Yeah, I would like to echo something at least one other person here said, which is supporting each other, like teaming up with other authors or teaming up with your books or whatever form that takes, amplifying each other's work. And that also ties into what you were saying, Mary, about like how can I help other people? Yeah, that is the focus for what you want to do for your marketing. And I've seen a lot of really great things grow out of people doing this with each other. So that would be my recommendation.
Absolutely.
I wonder if we could do Zoom author interviews. Mary, you may have brought that up. Someone may have brought that up here earlier, but to not wait for someone to interview you. It's just like, you know, maybe interview each other and record it and put it all over your social media.
Yeah, you know, as far as Zoom is concerned, I spend $16 a month on Zoom, 1-6. It is the best $16 I spend on my business. So if you don't have an account and you think you're going to use it, it's worth signing up. There is a free version, but it is limited to a 40-minute meeting. And I think there are some of the bells and whistles may not be available. I don't know if you can record on the free version. But there are other sources as well besides Zoom. Some are free, some are low cost. And if it's something you think you're going to do, it would be worth maybe paying for a low cost service for a few months and decide if you need to keep it later on. So, you know, just to kind of think in those terms, you know, you shouldn't have to spend $100 a month. Like I said, this one is 16, and it's a deal. Okay. So if you think it's something that you're going to use for a while, maybe get a subscription for a few months and use it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If there are any other ideas, for those of you who don't know Mary, do you want to say a little bit more about what you do, how you could help them maybe after?
Okay, yeah, I've got our, thank you. I've got our contact information up. I've been a book marketing consultant now for 15 years, and I work mostly, well, I work everywhere virtually, but I'm here in the Denver area. And if you want to email me at mary@bythebookmarketing.com just to chat about what I might be able to help you with, I do offer a free 30-minute consultation on the phone or on Zoom. So, you know, feel free to get in touch with me if you want to chat about your project and what can, you know, what some of the things that I can do for you. I do a lot of marketing plans. I do a lot of coaching on social media. I help people get reviews, podcast interviews, all sorts of good things. So Polly also I have her email address up here as well. If you're getting ready to publish and you need some help in getting your book published, she is also available for a consultation. And I'll put that contact information as well in the follow-up email. Any final questions? Let's see.
It looks like a question is coming in from Kirsten. Has anyone found good alternatives to Be Live? And that's for Facebook Lives.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding that right, you can just go Facebook Live, just boom right now. But if you wanted to plan it and maybe do a split screen and you know, have links to an event, you need a third party app or something. Is that right, Kirsten? You want to unmute and talk about that and ask what you're asking for?
Yeah, so basically, and I think we're going to stick to Be Live for our launch tonight, but it's been kind of glitchy. So we're a little nervous about it. Helen Starbuck and I are doing that. So yeah, we were just curious if there were any alternatives out there for third parties that integrate with Facebook that might work a little better for future reference.
Okay.
Okay, so
I've got another question here that we overlooked from Teresa Funk, and she was asking about, for those with shopping carts on their website, are you keeping them open given that we have to go to the post office to send mail? I don't know, is anybody else doing that? So far that hasn't come up for me, and I've been avoiding the post office. I imagine they're still open, but I'm not even sure if if their windows are open. Has anyone had any experience with that?
Oh, good question. I don't know.
She said they're still open.
Yeah, they're still open, but I've heard a lot of people saying that they're trying to limit the ordering that they do online.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of, how long COVID will last on these products and the boxes and the books.
That's a good point. I would really emphasize your e-products right now. It's just easier to, the delivery, it's an immediate gratification, it's lower cost. Everybody's kind of watching their budget right now. So that would be my suggestion, is maybe consider whether or not you can switch, really emphasize your e-products, or else even close your, I don't know if you need to close your shopping cart, but Teresa, you're on Amazon with everything, right? Someone says they're using stamps.com, so you just have to walk in, drop your books, and leave. That's always good too. You could use Click and Ship and check and see if the post office is picking mail up packages. So that would be another alternative, is to use Click and Ship, because you can print out your postage online and attach it to the envelopes and have the postman pick it up.
So a couple of things before we head out. One is, be sure to join Helen Starbuck on her Facebook Live launch tonight. I think it's going to be fun to
5 o'clock. I'll be there.
5 o'clock Mountain Time, and just we can hone that system so a lot of other people can then do it. So we're supporting her just by showing up and asking questions and being engaged, but then also continue to hone that system for all of us. So I think that would be fun if we can all join her on that. And if also, if people have not joined our My Word Publishing Facebook group, we'll try to keep everybody updated on new things that we hear, and list some of these things that we've talked about today on there too. So just go to My Word Publishing. There is a group, but then a private group. So you have to request to get in there. So go ahead and do that. I'll let you in.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, let me unshare here so we can wave bye-bye. Thank you all for joining us today. I'm really hoping you got a few good ideas and a little bit of support. And, we'll consider whether or not we're going to do anything in the future, but we'll let you guys know first. So thanks for joining us today. And I will be posting the rerun soon, probably by tomorrow.
I'll see you guys at 5 o'clock tonight. Bye.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Guys.
Bye.